just thinking about your superpowers. So we all have somewhat, at least one. A lot of people, usually women, say, I don't have one, but we all do. So be honest and don't, it's not a time to be humble. You have to be able, I know people always, that's a big thing people don't like about networking and job search is having to talk about their accomplishments. And, I always say it's how you say it. It's not what you say. It's like, I was responsible for managing 5 companies at once, right? That sounds pretty arrogant. But if you're like, I managed 5 companies that were worth $1 billion and I kept operations going during COVID and my employee turnover is 98%, or I mean, whatever the opposite, I only have a turnover rate of 2%. You're just saying the facts. You're not bragging. You're not sounding like a conceited person. And if you're not willing and able to share the facts of your accomplishments with other people, they can't magically know them about you. So it's really important to be able to say them and not feel like you're bragging. So got to get used to, like, we all have superpowers, and try to figure out what yours is. And then hopefully it ties to your field. But think about things that you have seen in your reviews for performance reviews, that there's usually keywords that repeat over and over again over the years. Think about colleagues' reviews. Sometimes not always colleagues review. It depends on the type of, review process with the employer, but even just casual conversation or pats on the back. What are you getting them for? And think about what types of things do you volunteer to do? Like, you got the volunteers on the board here running the meeting. I would imagine that they each have some type of skill, that maybe they're extroversion or good with IT, or just really like service leadership. There's something driving them to do it. So think about, and it's probably tied to their profession, would be if you look deep enough, you'd probably see some themes there. What comes easy to you? That's the biggest thing, is you think most people who are in denial of their superpower just say, like, well, everyone's as good at that as I am. And I used to even say that in my 40s. But I've, after doing this type of work, I realized, like, no, not everyone's not as organized as I am. And that's why everyone asks me to organize their closet. So what's going on here? So think about, focus on the positive, be honest with yourself, and just think about some of the feedback. A couple other things you can dwell on to think about your superpowers. What do you often get praise for? From family, friends, colleagues, employees, coworkers, subordinates. Okay, so and yeah, no matter what job you do, because we all have different jobs, some have 10% administration, some have 10% client development. What's the easiest part for you? And think about past jobs you've had. There's probably a theme, and probably the theme is what's easy every time. Maybe paperwork is easier for you, but most people don't like paperwork. But if paperwork is easy for you, that's something to pay attention to, especially if you might even enjoy it.